Hey there, my friends. I hope y'all are doing good today. Cold Sunday morning here. When I got up, it was like 14 degrees. It's like, brr, oh my gosh. I'm thinking of everybody because we are experiencing a lot of weather right now, especially here, like on the East Coast. So, warm wishes to you all. I've got 4 new Patchwork, Tatty junk journals to go in the shop, you guys. I have just been having a delightful time creating these journals. I love it when you guys know exactly what I mean. You know, when you're creating along and your mind just gets very still and very peaceful, and you're only like you're in that flow, right? You're only thinking about like what you're doing and how things are going together and the colors that you're using and things like that. To me, that is an absolute sublime experience. The fun thing about these journals is they are, of course, kind of that flow journal style, and therefore they have a wrap binding right here. I did take liberties and just do a very tatty tied on ring up here to decorate the spine of these books. They come together in such odd, unusual ways when I'm putting things, when you're sewing things together and putting things together. So let's take a look at Sentimental. On the front of these books is a collage, and I'm using a couple different paper pads as well as just some bits and bobs that I have lying about. These books are $35. They are 5 by 7. They have 120 pages. They're a smattering of magazine pages. Magazine pages are super cool because you can use them for images. I do sort of curate, not like the over-the-top curation that I was doing with flow journals in the past, but just reminders as you go through the books and you look at the images that a lot of these ideas, papers, inspiration fit together. If you are into creating cards or collage, these are excellent collage journals. You have text to work with, you have colors to work with, you have old recipes to work with. We love anything that is text oriented. The pockets are filled with creative fodder as well. With these, you do get several bookmarks, but these do not have the beads on. Look, see how pretty that goes together. Oh, and look, you could pluck this out and just make a super cool collage out of this, and this. If you're going on a collage journey and you're not sure where to start, there are tons of videos, and I really enjoy watching people put together collage. Even that would go. Even that would go along with this image here. Even this would go. You get the idea that when you open your journal, you're going to see things that can be used together. That kind of helps you in your collage journey. I think sometimes, and you guys know me, you can kind of overdo the supply thing. Look how pretty those things go together. You can overdo the supply thing and you can get a whole lot, and then you're like, oh, well, that's a whole lot of stuff and I don't know what to do with it. Keeping your collage items in a book like this is a great little idea. Even if you don't purchase these books, it's fun to purchase books that have pockets, and that way you can even go through your ephemera and stick things in the pockets. These are great as you're constructing art journals, as you're constructing junk journals. You've got a plethora of items to choose from here. So there we go. That is a look at Sentimental. The closure is just some ribbon, and you'll notice that I'm even tattying the ribbon up because I only had a small piece of the blue and then I had a small piece of the black, And I just tied those together and used them as the closure for this book. This book is called A Look in Her Eyes. I think that that is a very romantic notion. We all have experienced that, that little transition that you feel when you maybe have a new boyfriend or a new girlfriend or a new relationship. And you just see that sparkle, that twinkle in someone's eye that lets you know that you are indeed quite special to that person. So a look in her eyes sure does, it resonates with me on a lot of levels. It resonates with me as an inspiration piece. It resonates with me as far as, we're kind of thinking along the February lines of love and intimacy and maybe a change in our relationships and things like that. This pocket came together so fun. I want to thank Michelle for this really super cool photograph right here. Michelle is the inspiration behind a ton of things in these books. I got a big box from her, and she always puts a note in it, and it'll say something like, I hope you can use this junky stuff, or I hope you can find something in here to use. And I'm like, girl, I use every single thing you send me. It's like, it's the treasure trove, my friends. It is a treasure trove. Speaking of treasure troves, why not use this as a Happy Mail journal? You can pluck out items and stick them in a Happy Mail folder, Happy Mail envelope. It's such a sweet thing to, especially now. I don't know how your mail is running, but I'm only getting mail, I don't know, twice a week, something like that. Not really a mail schedule anymore. Not really pick up your trash or your recycling on the days that it happens. I think you just have to roll with it. You have to kind of roll with the flow. Love the way that this pocket came together. The washi tape down here says life is an adventure. And indeed, there is a lot of adventuresome imagery in these books, a bit about travel. I like the way these dark elements have come together here, and your inspirational tag or your chippy or your heartbeat here is family. I am so grateful to have lots and lots of papers. This is from Gardner's English History. I love this illustration. This was, I forget who this is. I don't remember, but it's a great illustration. Sheet music is always beneficial. A bit of magazine pages, more magazine pages. Cardstock, tons of cardstock, because I think it's fun to write in these journals as well as use them as a creative sandbox, if you will, to play with, to actually like go through your stash and be able to fill these pockets, take the pockets out, fill the pockets up. Friendly Ann, she bought one of these a long time ago, and she said, I emptied the pockets. And I was like, girl, that's a great idea. Empty them and put, she called it her hoard journal, her hoarding journal, and she filled all the pockets with like super favorite things. She's just such an intelligent girl. I'm using her, and I might do some recording today. I'm using her Creatively Free to Be Me planner. This January, February, March, April, but I'm seriously thinking about going ahead and buying another one. I have gravitated to this journal so much that I'm just really appreciative of her hard work and her efforts, and I'll put a link in the description box below so you can check that out as well at her shop. This is a book from a 1980 Vega repair manual that a guy down the road just dropped by ancient car repair manuals one day. He said, well, I see Chris out here working, and I'm not sure what he works on, but I thought he'd like to take a look at this. And And Chris was like, well, you know, that's not, I took them because I was like, art stuff. And Chris said, well, you know, that's really nice of him to do that. But, you know, we're very Datsun and Nissan oriented here. I was like, yep, I know. I said, so I'm going to tear them up. And he said, okay. So that worked out really, really well. Again, we have the ribbon closure here. And I'm trying to get my fingers to work so I can tie these back in a pretty little fashion for you. This book features some of my favorite fabric, and this is a crown and hearts right here. So it's a lot of fun to, you know, kind of think of royalty and the queen. I think the queen will be 95 this year. She may already be 95. I'm not sure. This one's called Carte Postal and has a very cool Victorian lady on the front. Again, these are collaged pieces here. 120 pages, 8 pockets, 4 signatures, a little bit of coffee dyed paper. I'm discovering that my technique for copy dyeing works great on index cards, but not so much on like notebook paper. So I'm kind of experimenting with that. I got to tell you about this card. I sold an item on Facebook Marketplace, and when I sell, I ask people to just stick the cash under the mat on the front porch. And this girl left me this sweet little card that says, thank you. I just thought that was the sweetest thing. I messaged her and I was like, you know, that little card just made my day. And she said, well, I was just so happy to get, I forget what she bought. I totally forget what she bought. She said, I was so happy to get that. She said, I've been looking for one for a long time and I had a budget. Oh, it was a suitcase, I think. And, she said, you know, I had a budget and I really didn't want to go over my budget. And I was like, oh, I know what that means. So I just thought it was very kind. And we, you know, as we just go on and on with the thing, you really do look for acts of kindness and acts of love and acts of individual, you know, integrity. Integrity. We've lost a lot of integrity over the past, what is it now, 3 years, something like that. I really like the way this one came together too. This pocket came together. A little bit about travel. Another super cool old lady postcard photograph, which is really nice. Travel, undersea life, goodness me. Oh, to go under the sea. I'm a non-swimmer. My friend Ellen in New York swims all the time, and it's like, oh, geez, I wish I could do that. It's one of those things that my brother and my sister learned how to do, but my mom would not allow me to get in the water at all. But I think my brother and sister actually snuck out of the house and went to their friend's pool, and we kind of learned that way. I should have done that. I should have not been such a good girl. That should go on a t-shirt somewhere. I should have not been such a good girl. My life would have probably been more adventurous. And we got some map imagery here for you. The seed catalogs are coming in. I've got mine downstairs to peruse, especially today because it's a football day. And I mean, you know, if you can take your eyes off the football game, because honestly, if you blink, you're gonna miss something. The football games have just been really, really exciting lately. Lots of fun to watch. All right, the last book that we have over here says Love Greatly, and it has a Victorian lady right here. This teeny tiny waist just amazes me. This is the binding decoration right here for the spine. And we can look through here. Just a pop of sunshine, you know, right there to just start things off. Sweet little Victorian girl right here. I was really so happy to just be able to use the Victorian things that I have been given. you know, I kind of just put them away. It's not a theme that I do often, but I got to tell you, I have so enjoyed working with those paper pads, the images, the cutouts that folks have sent me. And I'm glad that I sort of put that away in an envelope, and I was able to go right to that envelope and get the images that I need. These are the kind of strings that Chris uses. A little bit of napkin. You know, you can always use that as a collage piece. I did put a teeny bit of tissue paper in here because that's always fun. At this point, I was kind of running out of things, so I dove deep into my stash to add to the book. I think that's just so pretty. Such a nice background. Cards in here. You know, these are full of art trading cards, art trading coin pieces. Just have all kinds of things to play with. $35 in the Etsy store. Generally, you guys, I go to the post office either on Tuesday or Wednesday. So I pack orders on Tuesday or Monday. What I'm saying is I'll go to the post office on Tuesday or Wednesday. If you get orders to me by, you know, Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I can usually get them, I can always get them packed up and mailed. And then you'll have a nice journal to work with this weekend. This weekend is first weekend in February. How about that? We are marching towards spring, thank goodness. I walked out in the yard to do my poop patrol, and by golly, we've got daffodils coming up under our crepe myrtle trees. That's always very heartening to see. I cannot wait until we go out and I see the Lenten rose starting to bloom, because that will happen quite soon too. It's very... I don't like winter. I don't like being cold. I don't like winter, and it's just really nice to be able to see those harbingers of spring, to recognize that warm weather is indeed, you know, quite around the corner, and that does kind of make you embrace the chill a little bit more. I am enjoying. We finished up The Witcher last night. Love The Witcher on Netflix. We started watching Ozark, which is always good. I know it's rather violent and a bit violent and bloody and all that stuff, but it's such a great story. And it's filmed like close to where my sister is, and I always think that's very interesting too. All right, guys, these are going in the shop right now. So pick one up for you or a loved one, or as a couple's gift, and you both can write in it. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.